6:17 a.m. Welcome back to the Morning Crossfire right here on your number one station for 1295.1 Nigeria Info here in Abuja. Welcome back to the show. I am Gabriella. It's time to get into what the newspaper headlines are saying for today, the 21st day in the month of February 2025.
Hot and fresh off the press, these are the front pages.
As always, note that these headlines is published by the media houses and have nothing to do with Nigeria Info. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the Punch newspapers, the front pages of the Vanguard, the Daily Trust, and the Guardian newspapers. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja, so you can watch us on there as you drop your thoughts. And also, hit the share button and share with your connections on socials. All right, let's get started with the Punch newspapers on the front page. A cover story here says, knocks as IBB regrets annulling MKO Abiola's victory in 1993. Tension as Natasha tackles Senate president over seat relocation. Kidnapper Evans, now prison teacher, willing to forfeit 14 trucks. Ex-police chiefs fault FG's 55 billion naira security contract for a Turkish firm. AGF warns Adeleke against LG poll. IG dismisses governor's allegations. Ekiti Don kicks as robber who stabbed wife escapes from custody. Lagos court orders defense to open case in Ataga murders trial. 14 Filipinos remanded for cryptocurrency fraud. Naira rises to 1,494.003 to the dollar at official markets. Why I dumped Labour Party for APC. That's according to Anambra governorship aspirant Ozigbo. PDP postpones South Congress, new date to be announced. Tax bills, Senate begins public hearing on Monday. Osun LG crisis, Atiku blames APC for political violence. And finally, on the Punch newspapers, Anambra governorship aspirant Ozigbo dumps Labour Party. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Punch newspapers for today. A quick stop on the front page of the Vanguard. A major story on the cover page says, June 12, I feared Abiola's assassination could lead to civil war. That's according to IBB. Kidnapping, I'm ready to surrender all my property. Evans pleads for mercy. 6 children rescued from Lagos apartments. Gunmen abduct Afenifere youth leader, demand 100 million naira ransom. Prime boy sues Mohbad's mother for 50 million naira over defamation. Osun LG crisis may lead to violence if, that's according to PDP governors. Court rejects Trump's request to reinstate birthright citizenship ban. CBN defends hike in ATM withdrawal charges. No evidence US aid funds Boko Haram, according to US ambassador. I bought my own chair after Obaseki took his when he left office. That's according to the Edo State Governor, Okpebolo. NNPP will win 2027 presidential election if. You'd find a story on the Vanguard, and that's according to Kwankwaso. Osun crisis, you can't conduct fresh LG elections. AGF tells Governor Adeleke. And finally on the Vanguard, fiscal autonomy, why CBN hasn't released funds to 774 LGAs, according to the federal government. Moving on now to the front page of the Daily Trust newspapers. The top story here says Dangote 8 billion naira, Rebu 5 billion naira. Who gave what at IBB's book launch? You'd find a story on the Daily Trust. 1 died, 5 injured as wall collapses on students in Yobe classroom. Youths need to be multi-skilled to stay relevant in today's world, according to Aminu. Kanu partners UK-based charity to enhance Islamic education. I regret June 12 annulment, according to IBB. France hands over sole military base in Ivory Coast. Lies from pit of hell. Obasa denies discovery of arms in his office. RCCG moves against drug abuse with Light Up Lagos outreach. Edo Assembly sacks political aides. Kebbi APC kickstarts 2027 campaign for Tinubu Governor Idris. And finally, on the Daily Trust, removal of Benue CJ fractures state assembly. 13 lawmakers suspended. These and many more headlines you'd find on the Daily Trust newspapers today. A final stop will be the Guardian newspapers on the front page. I regret annulment of 1993 presidential election, according to Babangida. FG declares planned Osun LG election illegal, warns Adeleke. Peter Obi's ally, Valentine Ozigbo, dumps Labour Party for APC. NNPP will defeat APC PDP by 2027, according to Kwankwaso. Tinubu signs bill establishing federal varsities in Osun and Ekiti. Inflation accounts for 77% of SMEs' challenges. And finally, FG tells Adeleke to suspend Osun LG elections. These and many more you'd find on the Guardian newspapers. We'll take a quick break, and when we return, it'll be time to get to your reactions. Don't go away.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Hey, here's a question for you. What gets you out of bed in the morning? Is it the sunrise, the sound of your
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info. This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.
Nigeria Info.
This is Morning Crossfire on 95.1 Nigeria Info.
Welcome back to the Morning Crossfire. We're taking your reactions to the newspaper headlines today. It's 6:29 a.m. and we've taken a look at the front pages of the Punch newspapers, the Vanguard newspapers, the Daily Trust and the Guardian. Now it's time to get to your reactions. The numbers to call are 0700 951 0000. 0809-597-4869. On WhatsApp, it's 080-999-30137. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook and on YouTube, so you can be a part of the conversation by watching us live on either platforms and also sharing it to your social media platforms and dropping your comments, and we'll take them as they come. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. You're welcome.
I was watching IBB yesterday when he was launching his book. Normal, the political gladiators and those who destroyed the country were there laughing and clapping. If it is in a sane society, people like IBB is supposed to be in jail by now. A man who annulled an election that the whole country organized, and he was saying that we are clapping. They were clapping as if it's like a night of thousand laughter. I wait for this country, to be honest with you.
All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you. I greet all the callers and listeners.
Welcome.
This is Donatus from Niger State. I want to talk about our election.
Go ahead.
The INEC should not use our children because these coppers are just stars of INEC. You understand? They are not INEC chairman. They should protect our children. I will not support in the way that somebody will train his child from primary school up to university level. Just because of population, somebody will lose his child. Please, they should protect our children or they postpone the election. You understand? Oh, that's my take. And for IBB, my brother, what is happening now is more than what happened during IBB time.
All right.
I think they should amend their ways. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Donatus, as well, for sharing your thoughts. Good morning.
Not support in the way that somebody will train his child
Good morning.
Good morning, sis. How are you?
Primary school.
Okay, there's something going on here. Let me see. Can you hear me? Okay. We're going to have to come back to you shortly. Let's try sort that out. Okay, great. I think we got that. Are you there? Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome. Good morning. Okay. I can't hear a thing. You're going to have to call me back. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Thank you. Maskman calling from Apple.
Welcome, Maxman. Go ahead.
It's a pity that a full country organized election and somebody annulled the election and is coming to confess. Nobody was able to ask him the reason why he did that. He's saying his confession is enough atonement for that thing he did to us. I wonder, people who are the current leaders, past leaders were there, they were clapping for him that he did the right thing by annulling the election conducted by a whole country. I think I don't want to use the words that I have in my mind. Thanks for the opportunity.
All right. Thanks as well for sharing. Good morning.
Good morning.
You're welcome.
My name is Adola Victor from Busalagi.
Welcome, Abiola. Go ahead.
You see, that Bangida is already written what he saw by annulling that election. And his regime was characterized with bloodshedding. So, whatever he saw, he is already written it. Then, as for other presidents in Nigeria, they should learn one or two lessons from what happened to him. They think they are in power now, and they think they can undo and do. You see, it's very unfortunate that what happened to the children. A lot of lives were lost. Then, and people will gather in one place and be clapping for somebody who shed blood. God is going to judge him accordingly. Thank you.
When you say he's already ripping it, what exactly do you mean?
Nigerians know. I will not. If he knows that he's ripping what he saw. So, and Nigerians know. Millions of Nigerians know. Thank you.
Okay. I don't know. That's why I was asking. It would have been nice to know. Good morning. All right. Do all to call back. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning, Angel Gabriel.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Nigerian for family. I remember on Basaf Bakar Ali, Babang Ali. I'm calling from Pilgwa.
Go ahead.
Angel Gabriel. IBB, you don't need to apologize to Nigerians. Because from 1999 to date, now cannot see what they have benefited democracy we are talking about. If not from one level of hardship, from one level of desire, from one level of hopelessness to the other. From 1999 to this time, if not more hard life, if not more expenses, if not more, you understand? So you should not be, you don't apologize. Look, a lot of us don't understand one thing. A lot of us are there to understand this. All these elites, regardless of the political party they belong, they are the same. But we don't understand. When Konkoso was giving out his daughter in Kanu, was Atiku not there? The vice president did not go there to represent the president, and the president was not in the country. He would have been there. Was Obi not there? We had big wigs that were killing ourselves because talking ourselves, they're not there. When boy was giving out his son for wedding, is it not Atiku that acts as the father of the son? We don't understand. We demand this. We are the problem. We don't understand. And we don't want to understand. Thank you very much for a wonderful opportunity.
All right. Thank you as well for keeping that brief. Good morning.
Good morning, sis. Welcome, Juma.
Welcome.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you better now.
Now.
Yes, go ahead.
IBB is a great man. BB is a great man. A leader that you will not be in the office. Go to front of his house. Every day you see people. We still have others because they are from the hair. So that I will not tell people know they go there. The person is alive, strong, moving around. Former hair. Nobody. Why? Because when you are there, what are your achievements? So he made his mistake. This is justice from our Baba Abiola. That is all I have to just say about that issue of IBB, but you will not take it from him. Go through his achievement and see. On the issue of what happened in the Red Chambers yesterday, if you say that my fellow sister overreacted, I will not disagree with you, but the president doesn't want anybody to challenge him, and it's not sign of strength. Immediately she disrespected him. He just said they should take her out. The next thing is let her go on suspension. It's just so soon. Fellow brothers and sisters, it's not about the Senate President or Madam Natasha. Thank you to senators. They were able to manage it yesterday. I will give it to them. Thank you very much. But it's not about them. What I have to say is, if you are a leader and you don't want your subordinate to talk to you anyhow, go for training that will have to do with how to comport yourself. Sometimes somebody have a lot to tell you, but he will need the opportunity to tell you. So if you give the person the opportunity, the person will say it and you cannot take it back from the person. Have self-discipline and self-control sometimes. Allow people to talk. When you ask her to sit, she said, no, just be watching her. Let her talk. Our talk will not be valid. There's this issue of honorable minister off your mic, honorable senator off your mic. They should check it. They off her mic yesterday. I know they have their rules. They all have to respect their rules, but she piled up these things. She felt she's not listening to. That was why she reacted that way. But my fault is to all those people that are in the aim of affair. You don't want somebody to tell you the truth. When you live there, you will hear the truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you as well. I mean, on the heels of that a story breaking, there was a video circulating social media of when Godswill Akpabio was also, before he became, a president of the House, and how he was also in those shoes that she was in, also demanding, for pretty much the same thing. And people says, people, obviously began to react to say, well, this is a clear case of, going through the struggle, and then when you have the opportunity to help others who are practically fighting for the same thing, you decide not to. I think I'll look for that video and probably play that on the lead if we do have the time to do that. But that happened yesterday, and there's also been questions as to if this has anything to do with gender. I saw a report yesterday as well of someone who says women are already underrepresented in the House, and then the few that we already have, one of them is already being treated in that way because they demand that the voices be heard in the way they want it to. So, I mean, they're just different angles to take to weigh that narrative from, and I guess we'll just wait and see how things unfold as we go. But let's get to your reactions on Facebook. Remember, we're streaming live on Facebook at Nigeria Info Abuja. We're also streaming live on YouTube at Nigeria Info Abuja. On Facebook, good morning to you, Oshoke Pedro. Dr. Mrs. Uma Olebara from Owerri says, I salute Natasha for her boldness to stand against intimidation and discrimination. Her voice cannot be silenced. We need more outspoken and bold women like her. Mwazu John Lasisi from Buhari says, no matter how long, the truth must come out someday. Thank God you are still alive to speak the truth on IBB, and I hope the family concerned and indeed Nigerians will forgive you. Abiola paid the supreme price for a better Nigeria. Chukwugozie Ono says, good morning, Nigeria Info. Watching live from Uburu in Ebonyi State. According to the IBB, what do we have to do with his regrets? The damage has been done. How do we move Nigeria forward? God bless Nigeria and Nigerians is what he says. Bill Dave says, and now that IBB has come out to take full responsibility as he divulged Abiola's victory in June 12 elections, I indeed see a time here in Nigeria where other past leaders and INEC officials will come out openly to tell us the number of elections they messed up at people's expenses. As for Natasha Akpoti's outburst, I believe things should be done orderly. I think she should have been pre-informed by the Senate before taking the move to help curtail future occurrences. And lastly, Osun APC backing out of the planned Saturday's LGA elections. It's a matter of karma to me. PDP did the same at the Ondo LGA polls where they backed out some months ago. Nobody said nothing, so game on it is. Niger. Bill Dave, thanks for sharing that on Facebook. We do have a few more comments, but let's move on to our YouTube platform and see who's on here. Hafsat Moaza, good morning to you. Thanks for watching us live on YouTube. Good morning to you, Steve GG. Steve is watching us live from China. Gabriel Adepoju says, campaign after election, Nigerians can never forget. if they forgive you about Abiola, but they cannot forgive Babangida. And Badmos Sumbo says, who is IBB apologizing to? Is it the late MKO Abiola, his family, the victims of the aborted June 12, or Nigerians? We should stop celebrating people that pushed Nigerians to hell, is what he says. Remember, you can send a voice note on WhatsApp, but ensure that when you're sending that voice note, you keep it to 1 minute long so we can accommodate as many voice notes as we can. Or you can simply send a message on WhatsApp. Let's quickly listen to some of the voice notes that have been sent here. Also remember that when you're sending a voice note, be as audible and as loud as you can so we can hear you clearly.
Very good morning to you, beloved.
No, that is too low. The volume is too low to that. We cannot hear anything. So let's see if we can hear this.
Good morning, Gabriella. This is Philip Gabriel. Somehow your namesake. Yeah, concerning the headlines, IBB confesses to annulling the 1993 elections. See, it is good that he's regretting it, but that will not deny the fact that the damage has been done. And one thing with our leaders is that they don't learn from history. What IBB did, is it different from what our crop of leaders today are doing? The annulment of the elections on 1993 election, is it different from the kind of elections that we are holding these days, that somebody will come through INEC or through deep pockets and annul the will of the people? So anyway, my prayer for them is that God will help them, that will have a change of mind. If not so, they will certainly regret it afterwards. So why will somebody do something that you regret afterwards? Sister, thank you, Jerry. God bless you.
All right. Thank you for sending a voice note. A few comments here on WhatsApp. This is from Dari from Gwagwalada, who says, I'm very proud of Senator Natasha. She's a brave woman. If I may ask, why is Senator Fabio always after beautiful women in the red chamber? Maybe he will tell us the reason after his tenure as Senate president, like IBB. Isn't that an assumption? All right. Sonny from Ado Nasarawa State says, I commend Senator Natasha on her boldness to confront Senator Fabio's dictatorial tendencies. In Sena climes, Fabio is not supposed to be there, but in Nigeria, anything goes. The Senate is no longer a separate arm of government, but now an appendage of the executive. IBB accepting that MKO Abiola won the 1993 election is no news. History should be reintroduced in our school curriculum so that these men and women who did this to Nigeria will be documented, is what Sonny says. Mazu John Lasisi from Bari says, RCCG is on the right path. War against drug abuse should cut across our nation. Oludade Abiodun says, good morning once again. Babangida is only saying this to anyone who cares to listen to his so-called apology and revelation. Many Nigerians died just because of one man's decision to cancel the election, that all Nigerians decided to do away with tribe and religious affiliations. IBB deliberately annulled the election, not because anybody was going to. He's only given some excuses. You can see people dumping their party for the APC, and the same people will tell you they are with people. To me, all politicians are one. All right. Oludade Abiodun, thanks for sharing that. And this says, on the classrooms that collapsed in Yobe, on Yobe students, what a school. May Allah grant the dead students Aljana Fridos, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and give their parents the fortitude to bear the loss. That's from Hajia Tony Abdul Salam from Madala. All right, Wams from Gwarimpa says, regretting June 12 annulment is laughable. Apologizing to Nigerians and the twilight of your years doesn't add up, though. They say it's better late than never. An NNPP defeating two major political parties, that is hilarious. Why are the governors bent on taking control of local governments in their states? TGIF and God bless Nigeria. Let's get back to the phone lines. Good morning.
Good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Yeah, yes, but I'm from Madala.
Go ahead.
The issue of Fabio, Nigeria is forgetting a lot of things. Akpabio is wired for derogatory statements. Because remember, during the protest, there was a statement he made that he will be in his house eating chicken while the poor people will be falling on the street. Secondly, he said, if you know you're in Nigeria, you are hungry, go anywhere and pick food and start eating it. What a man. What a man. He's so disrespectful. You don't even want to be. You don't even want it. I don't know how he gets there. I don't know how I noticed that right from the onset, when he was born, you don't have home training. That is why he's been disgraced anywhere he goes to. More than 1 million Nigeria will go against him.
Okay.
Not even on the issue of Natasha. So not even on the issue of Natasha. Akpabio just too childish the way he talks.
Okay. Let's move on to all the callers. Good morning.
Good morning, Gabriella.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Let me put on my radio, please.
Yes, please. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you. Happy weekend.
What you saying? You're welcome.
Thank you. This is Mary from Gwagwalada.
Go ahead, Mary.
I sent you that video of Akpabio and Saraki. So when you finish, you check it on the platform. I want to react on the IBB and his apology against about June 12th. You see how our leaders used to treat us because they feel there's nothing we can do. How can you annul an election that was adjudged to be very free, fair, and credible? And then you made people to die. You caused chaos. People who were running from one state to the other, some died, some children died, some families, parents died and left their families as their children as orphans. And now you have come and apologize. How does apology bring back the lives of those lost people? But God is not man. God might forgive him. I presume God kept him this long so that he can have time to atone for his sins, because he really hurt a lot of families. And then, see now, he has launched the book. They are going, because he's a big person now, they're going to give him billions. They are giving him money in billions. We are here crying for electricity tariff. We are crying for what do they call it? Communication tariff. We are crying for increase in fuel price. We are crying for food to eat. They are donating billions to somebody who already has. That's Nigeria now. That is Nigeria. Dangote will not use that money and help us reduce price of fuel. Let us be buying so that everybody can benefit. They will go and give to one person. They are giving in billions. Some people are sick. Some poor people are sick. Some have kidney diseases. So they can't treat. They have no money. They are looking for 4 million, 3 million. They cannot. But you go and give one person who has 8 billion. This one 7 billion. They are competing how to give money. It's only God that will help us. Thank God those billions, when you are dying, you will not carry couple. And for Akpabio, who is always behaving like he doesn't have a woman in his house, why is he always after those women in the Senate? The women are very few. Why won't he allow them their voices to be heard? Why is he always tainting them? Please, we commend Natasha. She should stand her grounds. Akpabio should stop behaving like a child. He's not the first president.
All right.
For crying out loud. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you as well for sharing your thoughts. Let's take some more comments. Shitu from Mbappe says, good morning, Gabriella. Many Nigerians will never forgive Babangida for the June 12 presidential election results annulment until he tells us who pressurized him to do so. All those are saying that he's saying now is medicine after death. On the kidnapper kingpin event, pleading for mercy, I hope those in authority won't listen to his plea and allow justice take its full course on his case. Anything contrary to that means they have legalized and empowered this act to continue with their nefarious acts, and believe that once they get caught, they will plead for mercy. That's from Shitu in Mbappe. Let's see, this here says, I greet Pastor TJ, Mrs. Omeza, Abubakar from Gwagwalada, etc. on the regrets of the annulment of the June election. According to IBB, I ask, what is the consequence for this deliberate act? FG denying fast train line commission. They are always quick to deny any good thing that will benefit the common man. Yaya, the head boy, sent that in. And this says, is it not disturbing that all those IBB has as witnesses are no longer here? Abiola, Abacha, Arthur Nzeribe, Akpambo, Justice Ikpeme, Justice Dahiru Saleh, Abibola Davis, Humphrey Nwosu, whose press secretary announced the annulment, are no longer here, and there is no evidence whatsoever. We clap, we eulogize, and we move. I just hope that the present INEC chairman won't come to apologize to us as to how the 2023 election was won and lost. Papa Shunamite sent that in from Gidan Mangoro. All right, this one here says, I am Joseph from Suleja, Akbabio. Okay. He says, kudos to Natasha. I'll just take that. All right. Let's see. All right. This one here says, all that IBB has said is medicine after death. He has been instructed to repent and apologize so that he can make heaven. The Senate president should please watch it. Should also note that women have powers, and whatever his issue is with Natasha should not be demonstrated in the Senate. And Adeleke should be left alone to handle his state to his favor. APC has no right to tell him what to do. Note, APC is bent on taking over every state by every means. And Nigerians have to wisen up. You cannot beat a child and tell him not to cry. Enough is enough. This message is from Christian Samuel in Maraba. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, I think we'll just take maybe one more comment on Facebook, and then probably one on YouTube if we do have that, and we'll take a final call. Or sadly, no time for another call. Olga Robert says, good morning. Kogites cannot be intimidated. Well done to Senator Natasha. This is from Oza Francis Namani, who says the continued rise in killing, banditry, and other forms of insecurity in the country is worrisome. Stitch in time saves 9 is what he says. He says, have a blessed day. That's as much as we can take on the newspaper headlines for today. We'll take a very quick break for the commercials, and when we return, we get right into the lead for today. Don't go away.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is Nigeria Info.